In Powell vs. Alabama, 1932, the United States Supreme Court reversed the convictions of 9 young black men for allegedly raping 2 white women on a freight train near Scottsboro, Alabama. The majority of the court reasoned that the right to return and to be represented by a lawyer was fundamental to a fair trial, and that at least in some circumstances the trial judge must inform a defendant of this right. In addition, if the defendant could not afford a lawyer, the court must appoint one sufficiently far in advance of trial to permit the lawyer to prepare adequately for the trial. Powell was the first time the court had reversed a state criminal conviction for a violation of a criminal procedure provision of the United States Bill of Rights. 9 young African American men hoped a ride aboard an empty freight train heading through Alabama. A group of young white men had also hoped abroad for transport through the state. A fight ensued between the groups, and all but one of the young white men were thrown from the train. Enraged, they sent a message ahead to the town of Scottsboro to report the incident. When the local sheriff and police of citizens stopped the train before it reached Scottsboro, 2 young white women testified that they had been sexually assaulted by the young African American men on board of the train. By the 1930s, the region of Jim Crow had reached its apex in the South. Segregation of the races remained the norm across the region and indeed across the nation. Discrimination exacerbated by the devastating effects of the Great Depression was particularly harsh. A new Ku Klux Klan had arisen in the 1920s, marauding the nation with intimidation and terror. Social attitudes among white people in the South reflected a desire to keep the races separate, to be sure, but far from equal according to the place's standard. Few African Americans voted, hoped public office, or even spoke public about abuses in the South.